Good morning. I'm really hopeful that our internet is working well and that everyone can hear me. We are here in our final week of my summer skincare series. Thank you for those of you that have been tuning in, and please know that you can always type in the search bar Summer of Skincare. You can see here in the top of this video that you can see that hashtag Summer of Skincare, and then you can get all the weeks. There are 5. And this series is actually leading up to a full-on webinar that we're going to have from the creators of this, Dr. Jody, also with Tiffin, who's gone through a personal experience around healing her own skin after having lots and lots of melanoma removed from her face. She may not say this on the webinar, but I'm going to say it here for all of you. So it's very worth checking out. I have it listed in the events section here. You do need to register. It'll be a great way to review everything that we've done over the last 5 weeks. Today, I want to cover 3 categories. I'm going to cover redness, scarring, and aging skin. These are 3 different categories, and I want to just be really clear that some of the categories that we're talking about, we could have all of them, right? We could have aging skin, we could be working with scars, and we could have redness, or we could have breakouts, right? So there are all these different sections that we can do specific treatments for. And then yet there's the bigger picture. So I want to go over the bigger picture first, to remember that 80% of how our skin is showing up is how we're taking care of our insides. So let's go over, what does that mean? That means drinking a lot of water. That means taking our Lifelong Vitality and our Terrazyme. These are really powerful supplements for skin health. All 3 from the Lifelong Vitality, as well as the Terrazyme. Now, some who have more chronic inflammation in their skin, maybe we're going to talk about redness, you have some redness in your skin, then I'm going to also recommend adding in the deep blue polyphenol. You can take 2. So 1 with your morning dose of Lifelong Vitality and 1 with your evening dose of Lifelong Vitality. Now, that's a very, very high in antioxidants. It's a really great supplement. It's usually recommended for aches and pains in the body, but right, the thing is that inflammation can also show up in our skin, right? Absolutely, that's how it goes. So let's look at redness first. Redness would be things like irritation, like you have hives easily. This can happen to me, actually. I can get hives quite easily. A sensitivity, or do you have scaly sections that might sound or feel a little bit like eczema or even psoriasis? This would be you. Is there a bumpy area, or even maybe some oily redness? So I'm not talking about the redness that will pop up after we're doing treatments. I'm talking about more chronic redness that might pop up here or there within the month, throughout your life, right? You might have this kind of redness. So the therapy that we're working at with, I'm going to read my notes to make sure I cover everything, would be, we're going to decrease our inflammation and calm down the skin, and we're also going to work with the texture and controlling oil production. So things that are going to stimulate redness in the system might be things like too much alcohol or spicy foods or caffeine. In Chinese medicine, we talk about these things as heat producing. They can cause heat, internal heat in the body, which then can show up as heat on the face. A really great remedy for this in food-wise is watermelon. So let's say you have a lot of inflammation in the skin and you have a big event coming up. You could go out and get a watermelon and do, a partial watermelon fast and see how that shows up on your face. So we're going to follow the regular steps that we were talking about for redness, which is cleansing, scrub, and tone, and treating. But we're going to look at the oils that have higher antimicrobials, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatories. So let me share with you what oils that would be. Frankincense. I think frankincense is for every condition. We can just know that we're always going to go in a good direction when we're using frankincense for our skin. Geranium. Geranium is a great oil for this, for redness. Yarrow palm. Always. We love our yarrow palm. I have it right here. Helichrysum. Helichrysum is a little bit stronger of an oil, so this would be great if you're having that outbreak scaliness. Copaiba. Copaiba is greasy, so it's very calming. I love putting copaiba on any kind of trouble spots. Rose. Rose is also going to be great for redness. You can just roll it right over the area. This isn't just for the face, so if there's eczema or psoriasis, you can use and spot treat with this oil. Roman chamomile, cypress, juniper berry, and melaleuca are also all great oils. Now, I will screenshot the checklist of the oils for redness and place it in the comments below for you, okay? Other products that are really recommended is the hydrating cream that comes in a little tub. It comes from the Essential Wellness line, the white line. I actually don't have it with me here. Redness isn't a top skin condition that I deal with, but it's the hydrating cream. Lovely, and you can drop a little drop of blue tansy right in there. And that's going to be wonderful. So that's for redness. Now, the thing is about redness is that you really want to understand that there might be some dysregulation in the nervous system, which is why you're having the redness, different spots, different irritants coming out. So you also want to treat the whole body if things like eczema or psoriasis are showing up. It's not just a topical. Very often we will go to the dermatologist for things like that and get things like cortisone or steroid, different kinds of steroidal creams to put on top, which will work at first, but over the years, unfortunately, it doesn't work as well, and it actually can go on the other side, and you can have bigger, ugly, like really ugly, angry breakouts of the psoriasis or the eczema. That's actually a reaction to too much steroids. So it's actually not your natural body's reaction. It's a reaction to the chemistry that's happening. And so this is when I recommend no more cortisol, no more steroids, take a pause, and then you can restart. So you can do some Googling and see what happens with steroidal overdosing for skin conditions. And you can see that it can get quite nasty, which is why I'm saying it point blank. Don't recommend it. I think your body can tolerate usually around 5 or 6 sessions of that, and then it's done. Okay? Then it starts to react in an angrier way. I would say that the Virage Immortelle Hydrating Serum is one of my top go-tos for redness. But spot treat it. I do know, because it has strong oils in it like myrrh and rose and frankincense, that some people can actually have a little bit of a reaction when they first start using it. So spot test it first. It's probably one of my top favorite. These 3 right here, top favorite skin oils. The Virage Serum, the Rose, and the Yarrow. So let's go on to talk about scarring, okay? I know that we could spend a lot of time talking about redness and the things that happen around redness. Let me know if you have questions about that, okay? So scarring. This would be, I'm gonna ask you if you have old wounds in your skin, possibly from breakouts or burns, maybe even an old sunburn. Surgical scarring you could have. And scars can show up in different ways. Scars can show up as hyperpigmentation, where you get a little bit of a brown area. That's usually how scarring shows up on my skin. Sometimes it can create what's called a keloid, where it'll raise some skin up. And it also can like range in different colors, right? So David has a scar on his nose right now from having some skin cancer removed from a Mohs surgery, and that it turns from white to red, depending on if it's getting vasculature or, or not. So it's really great when he's doing all his skincare routine, and then that actually blends in with his skin. Super important to use sunscreen. We talked about this last week, but I'll just review. Always want to use a physical sunscreen, not a chemical sunscreen. Because that's like the one thing you walk away from here, although yes, I want to share how to use our oils for skincare, and we don't have a sunscreen, but if you walk away with that knowledge, I'll be really happy. Physical sunscreen, not chemical sunscreen. Chemical sunscreen, usually probably most of the ones you're going to get at your dermatologist's office are not helpful for you and actually can create more damage to the skin. I'm on my soapbox when I talk about that. So with scarring, we still want to nourish from the inside, but we're actually going to do a little bit of cross-fiber friction on the scarring. So let's just say I had scarring here, just light. So I'm not pulling. See, that would be pulling. But just a little light friction back and forth over the scar is going to help break up that scar. It's going to help restore cellular function so that we're turning over ourselves. That's what we're really looking for in skincare, is the healthy turnover. So guess what's the #1 product for healthy turnover in our skin? I wish you were all live with me here so you could know. #1, the Reveal system. The Reveal system is incredible at actually helping our skin turn over. Remember, this is when I'm talking about with brown spots we talked about. This is when you can go up to 5 times a week with the Reveal system. Now, maybe you can see in my skin is not looking as good, perhaps, as it was last week. And this is partially because I haven't done the Reveal system in a whole week. So it's been great for me, but that's because we've been moving, right? So I'm going to get back to it because I know that it's doing great results in helping my skin turn over and heal. Other products that are really important with dealing with the healing of scar tissue would be DDR prime, right? So DDR prime is internal. The DDR prime soft gels is what I mean. I don't want you to put DDR prime on your face because it's not necessarily face oils, but the DDR prime is going to help turn over and give us new cells, healthy cells, happy, new, healthy cells, okay? Another thing you might want to consider, nothing that we sell from doTERRA, but you might want to consider adding some collagen into your smoothies or your hot beverage in the morning for your skin turnover and healing as well. Okay, let me make sure let me cover all the oils here. So for scarring, you're going to be surprised. There's a new oil here that I'm going to talk about. So frankincense is everything. Myrrh is really great for scarring, and neroli. And neroli happens to be one of my top choice oils for the emotional benefits of it. I love it for working with any anxieties, but it's also great for working with scars. Of course, yarrow palm, copaiba, cedarwood. Cedarwood is a really great oil if you're working with any scars. You're going to see those scars start to just melt away back into your skin. And turmeric. So turmeric's a little bit of a stinkier oil for me. I don't know about how you feel about it. I drink it every day. It's actually in my coffee right now. So what I have found to do with the turmeric is to do like a weekly turmeric face mask. You can add it right into our doTERRA mask, or you can make up a little bit of a paste yourself with some yogurt and turmeric essential oil. Really great to nourish your face. Now, the last one that I want to go over with you all is aging. Now, when I'm talking about aging skin, I am talking about fine lines, maybe some sun-kissed wrinkles, or maybe even some sagging skin. A lot of the damage that we have on our face is from the sun. Now, I don't want us all to be afraid of the sun either, because a lot of vibrancy and health also comes from natural vitamin D that we receive from the sun. So I recommend getting that natural vitamin D from the sun early morning. This is a beautiful time of the day to receive in the sun in a healthy way, right? So this is a really important thing. You know, I have a sister who's a brand new baby and she's breastfeeding, and every morning she will take in the time to take in some of that sun's energy to make sure she has enough milk, right? So we can actually receive a lot of goodness from the sun. We don't want to be afraid of the sun. And at the same time, we want to make sure we're using our physical sunscreen. So free radical damage at the cellular level is probably the biggest source of aging. This is why our free radical scavengers, which are what? Is your brain saying antioxidants? Because it should. That's what it is. Our antioxidants are coming around and they're eating up all those free radicals. That's why antioxidants are so important. And it's why our oils are such a blessing. They're so high in antioxidants. It's like nature's miracle that we have these oils for so many aspects of our health in this day and age where we have so many free radicals. If you're a frequent flyer, free radicals. If you are an outdoor enthusiast, free radicals. If you are in front of a computer all day, free radicals are impacting your skin and your body and your cells. So prevention and treatment is really important. We hear a lot about collagen, right? And so when the oil that we think of most that actually reaches the collagen level is our yarrow palm. But I want you to remember, it's super important to do your exfoliating and your scrubbing when you're using this product, because we want to have skin turnover. We don't want to just get clogged up, okay? So turnover with our yarrow palm, and then you'll have the miracle. Now, here's where I want to talk about micro needling. I am not an expert in this, but these days you can get one of your own little micro needling, and they come with a little tube that you can fill up with a serum. That is what I would recommend if you are going to go into the micro needling. You can fill up with yarrow palm and our Virage serum. That's going to get underneath the skin. It's a little damaging. So if you're going out in the world and you want that, bring those oils with you. If you're home and you're going to try this home treatment on your own, use these oils. You'll have some redness and then it'll heal, right? And that's a really great treatment for aging skin. And I know some of us like to try things at home. Now, I am in the process of making some videos on my YouTube channel that I will bring through here. One of them will be the tiger thermy and the other will be the micro needling. So look out for those. They are coming. The other thing that I just want to share is that aging skin is beautiful. So when you're working with your skin and you're healing, that just know that that's your life, right? So to love our face, this is, you know, I have a lot of those wrinkles around my eyes and around my mouth from smiling, and I would way rather have smile lines than not, and to have this just frozen face. So that's just something to think about, right? So we want to make sure we're plumping up. So some areas that you might want to spend special attention with aging skin is under the eyes. We have a really, really beautiful eye cream. Has a little metal roller on it, and you can just roll that back and forth. You can keep one in the refrigerator in case you ever have puffy eyes in the morning. Another one that I really, really like is the tightening serum. So check out some of these, the brightening gel, the anti-aging eye cream, and the tightening serum. These are all great ways to treat your skin. Now, if you're like me and you want to keep things simple, what I do with these products is I rotate them through. So there are certain ones, like the tightening serum, I'm going to use on my neck and my jaw all the time. But there are other ones, like the whitening gel and the brightening gel, that I may, you know, dip in and out of. Oops. For some reason, my sunscreen slide wanted to come up. So this is something for you to explore, is to choose what you want to start to bring into your routine and what you have tried and maybe you don't necessarily need to continue to work with, right? But let me just share with you a few more things about aging skin. The one oil that we have not spoken much about yet that I want to share with you that's related to cedarwood is arbor vitae. Arbor vitae is a great oil for aging skin. It's tightening, it's life-producing, and it is also a cedar tree. So I don't know if you know about the powers of cedarwood, but cedarwood is a pretty mystical tree, and arbor vitae is one of them. It is indestructible. It has this vitality in it, the arbor vitae, that is just continuing to live on even afterward. So if you find an arbor vitae tree that's fallen, you will see actually that no bugs are eating it. It's pretty amazing, the strength of arbor vitae. So you can add that to your moisturizer. You can use it as a spot treatment. There are many different ways that you can use that. So let's go over the main review for every different kind of issue, and know that you can get targeted in your issues, right? But the basic steps that we are going to all do, no matter what issues we are, is that we are going to cleanse. We're going to scrub. We're going to tone, and then we're going to treat. We're going to step into whatever treatment that we're doing. After we've toned, here's the toner, right? Or you have your other toner. There's two different kinds. After we've toned, then we're going to treat. So let's say you're me. Right now, I'm really focusing on brown spots. So I'm going to use the different areas to treat the brown spots. Or if you have a breakout, you're going to treat your breakout. Or if you have redness or scarring, right? You're starting to get the flow. And then you're going to soothe. So soothing would be things like yarrow palm or moisturizer, layering on the nice soothing, letting that soak in. And then we're going to nourish throughout the day with good nutrition, lots and lots of water. You can put citrus in your water to up those antioxidants. And you're going to take your lifelong vitality. You're going to take your probiotics. You're going to take your DDR prime and your Terrazyme. And you're going to really decide which ones you're going to take for what you're treating. You're going to want to cycle through those, or you're going to take them all like I do. I take them all. And honestly, I love them. I love the DDR Prime. I'd taken a break from DDR Prime and I'm back on it, and I am so grateful. I really feel the difference, particularly for me in any of the autoimmune tendencies that I tend to have, which would show up as swollen or itchy. I can get really itchy if I stream off or flow off my diet. And then I also can see more sagging, more tiredness in my face when I fall off my supplementation. So I encourage you to start to track yourself. Start to see, can you tell, did I have enough water yesterday? How's my skin? Because your skin is a great barometer to show you what's happening on the inside. So register for that skincare class where you'll get all the information at once. I think it'll really go in a deep way. And I'm actually going to do a little giveaway here in the group. So look out for that all around skincare. I've been collecting some of my favorites to do a giveaway with. So look out for that. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I will be bringing more education series as we step into the fall. And doing some pop-ins too. So have a really beautiful day, and I will see you all soon.